Hi guys, this is Mrs. Rubright. We're doing a 9.1 to 9.2 quiz review. Number 1. In the diagram shown, name the vector and write its component form. So we're looking at this right here. Let me zoom on in. Okay. So our arrow is over here and our end point is here, our terminal point. We always go from the terminal to the arrow, right? So we're going from M to L. And instead of being a whole arrow like that, you only want to do part of an arrow when you're writing your vector. So just like this, like half of an arrow, okay? That is the vector, right? And we're naming the vector, and then we need to do the component form. So instead of parentheses, are like little sideways V's. And if I was going to write a rule for this, if I'm writing a rule going from M to L, I would have like X comma Y becomes, I'm doing something to my X and I'm doing something to my Y. So my X value is left and right. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, or minus 4. And then for my Y, I'm going down 1, 2, 3. So instead of writing my rule as XY becomes X minus 4 comma Y minus 3, I just put -4, -3, and that is the component form. It's just like an abbreviated way of writing that. Number 2, what is the image of -1, 5? So we have the rule XY becomes X plus 3, Y minus 2. So this is really right 3, down 2, okay? And we have an image. We want to know what is the image of -1, 5. So this is your pre-image. And after I apply this rule, what happens? So if I take -1 plus 3, that is going to give me, -1 plus 3 is 2, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So that's going to be my image. This is my pre-image. I apply the rule, and this is my image. Number 3. What is the image of 6, 3? So I have the point 6, 3, and I'm applying the same rule. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Here is my pre-image. This is my pre-image, and this is my image, right? 6 plus 3 is 9, 3 minus 2 is 1. Number 4. What is the pre-image of -4, -1? So something, the rule was applied to, and then my answer is -4, -1. If it's asking for the pre-image, it wants to know what it was before you applied the rule to get the image point of -4, -1. So we have to work backwards. So something, right? This is your X and your Y. X plus 3 gave me -4. Y minus 2 gave me a solution to -1. So I'm just really doing the opposite. X equals -7. Y equals 1. So it should have been -7, 1. -7 plus 3 is -4. -1 minus 2 is -1. Okay, so let's just kind of go back here, right, to number 3. This was, I'm following this rule right here. I had 6 plus 3, and that gave me 9. And I had 3 minus 2, and that gave me 1. So I got the 9, 1. Where here, I have an unknown value, plus 3 gives me -4. Solve my one-step equation to get the original point, the pre-image point. Number 5. Number 5, we have 5, -3, 8, -2, plus -9, 6, 4, -7. Okay, so we are going to add them in the same position. When we add or subtract matrices, we just add them in the same position. This right here is a 2 by 2. We go down and across, 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. So we can add them and we'll get a 2 by 2. Right? They have to be in the same setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to add them in the corresponding positions. So we have 5 plus negative 9 is going to be negative 4. And then we have negative 3 plus 6 is going to give us 3. And we have 8 plus 4 is going to give us 12. And negative 2 plus negative 7 is negative 9. Number 6. Negative 6, 3, 1, 12. 4, negative 7, 15, 8. This one is a subtraction problem. We have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. So our answer is going to be a 2 by 2. If they weren't both the same setup, then we would not be able to add or subtract them. So let's do this one. I guess I can use the same colors, the same order. All right, so negative 6 minus 4. Negative 6 minus 4. That's going to be negative 10. 1 minus 15. 1 minus 15 is going to be negative 14. 3 minus negative 7. 3 minus negative 7. 2 subtraction signs in a row. I go bam, bam. Keep, change, opposite. So when you subtract a negative, it's the same thing as adding. Keep, change, opposite. 3 plus 7 is 10. We do not have subtraction rules. We have addition rules. So when we have subtraction, we turn it into adding. Like when you're subtracting a number, you're adding a negative, right? Bam, bam. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then our last number, we have 12 minus 8. So we had 12 minus 8 is 4. And let's just show you the other ones. Negative 6 minus 4, when we're subtracting, that's adding a negative. Bam, bam. Negative, when you're adding same signs, add them, keep their sign, right? We had 1 minus 15, bam, bam. When you're adding different signs, subtract, take the sign of the larger number. All right, and that's just showing you the math behind my answers. And our last problem. Our last problem is number 7. This one is a multiplication problem. We have 7, negative 6, 2, 8, 3, 5, and we're multiplying it by 5, negative 9, 3, 2, 0, negative 7. All right, so when you are multiplying, they do not need to be in the same setup, but you do need to check something. So we go down and across. We have 2 by 3. So we have a 2 by 3 and a 3 by 2. When you check what they are, the numbers in the middle have to be the same so that they can cancel out, and you're left with a 2 by 2 for your answer, and that's how you know what your answer looks like. If the middle numbers do not cancel out, it cannot be multiplied. So we have a 2 by 2, 2 down and 2 across. So it's going to be 4 answers. All right, so pay really close attention while we do this. This right here, this answer right here is row 1, column 1. So I'm using row 1 with column 1. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus negative 6 times negative 9 plus 2 times 3. Okay? So if I do this, 7 times 5 is 35. 6 times 9 is 54. And 2 times 3 is 6. 54 plus 6 is 60, 70, 80, 95. So our top corner is going to be 95. Next, this one is row 1, column 2. We're using row 1 and we're using column 2. So here we have 7 times 2 plus negative 6 times 0, 7 times 2, plus negative 6 times 0, plus 2 times negative 7. So that's going to be 14 plus 0 plus negative 14. The 14 and the negative 14 cancel each other out, and you're left with 0. All right, so here, row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 1. 8 times 5 plus 3 times negative 9 plus 5 times 3. That's going to give you 40, negative 27, and 15. 40, 55. 55 minus 27 is 28. And then our last spot right here. Row 2, column 2. Row 2 with column 2. All right, so we have 8 times 2 plus 3 times 0 plus 5 times negative 7. 8 times 2, 3 times 0, 5 times negative 7. 16 plus 0 plus negative 35. 16 minus 35 is going to give you negative 19. So my final answer is right here. It looks like this: 95, 28, 0, negative 19. This is our answer. Hope you guys enjoyed our 9192 quiz review. Have a great day. Like and subscribe.